Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at this Glock, a Gen 5 G45 MOS. I've been having some zero shift issues lately with the red dot, so we're going to try to figure out what's going on, and we'll see if we can find out some sort of resolution. Real quick guys, we'll walk through this G45. We've got an OLite light on here, Trijicon suppressor height sights, RMR Type 2, and the Glock Performance trigger. Other than that, it's bone stock. This particular gun has about maybe 6,000 rounds through it. 2 range visits ago, I noticed I was shooting a little low and left and was like, God, am I anticipating recoil and pushing my shots? But turns out there was zero shift. I re-zeroed everything. Everything seemed fine again. I was like, cool. The last time I shot, same deal. My 10-yard grouping was about 1.5 inches left and low of the center bullseye. I completely stripped the RMR off, took everything off, inspected the threads, cleaned everything, reinstalled. This time I torqued to about 15 ounce-inches. I have not shot it since, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look and see if this thing has held zero just from me wearing it in about maybe a week, 10 days of use. But I haven't shot it since installing and re-zeroing. So if this thing has moved now, boy, this plate is really a problem. The other thing I did notice after tightening it down a little bit tighter, so instead of the 12 or 13 inch ounces that I think Trijicon recommends, I went to 15. I swear to Christ, the gap towards the rear of the plate and the slide is slightly enlarged, and it's sitting tighter right at where the screws are holding it. I'm going to zoom in here and just see if we can pick that up on camera at all. I'm not really sure if we can see that. Anyway, let's zero this thing and see if it's held zero just sitting in my, just being carried for the last week or 10 days or whatever it is. So I've got the Glock viced up, and I've got the camera in a position so I can look down the RMR and kind of co-witness the laser. And you should see pretty close to the bullseye is the RMR dot, and then kind of to the left and down, you can see where the bore laser is actually hitting the target paper. It's sort of faint. I'll go down there and point it out. So the RMR is pretty close to the bullseye, and here is the laser. Okay, we just showed that the zero is off on this thing, so let's go ahead and rip this off and see what the plate looks like. All right, so slide seems as expected. Let's look at the plate itself. This plate is, let's see. I think this thing is magnetic. Yeah, it's magnetic. So it does appear metal injection. Yeah, it's metal injection molded, and we can tell that it is from these ejector pad impressions here, 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 and then the dead giveaway is this cavitation marker. It says number 2 on it, so that's the cavity that this was of the MIM tool that was molded in. You can also see some gate vestiges here, 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 and here. I don't know how well the camera will pick that up, but this is clearly a metal injection molded steel or stainless, ferritic stainless steel. Well, let's put it on the stone and see. I can't really tell with my eye if it's bowed by itself, but let's put it on the stone and see if it's flat. All right, we've got this on this little granite mic stone here, and if you can see this, look at that shit. My lying eyes did not deceive me. If you can't see that, it is rocking back and forth. So the flatness of this plate has been compromised. So that's clearly not good. Let's see what this thing measures at. It's coming in at 19235, 1923, 1924. So that's the OEM #2 RMR plate. Also works for the Holosuns. But there is clearly a slight bit of lack of flatness. So let's look at one of the aftermarket plates I just bought off Amazon and see how that one looks. Okay, so I did go ahead and did a little research, and some of the plate options were a C&H brand or Forward Dynamics. The reviews for the C&H plate seemed kind of dubious. This one didn't seem too much better, honestly, but it was like $40 off Amazon. So I'm going to carefully open this just in case I decide to return it. Ugh. This box is kind of tight. Okay, so all right, so yeah, this is made in China.
China.
But I don't know what you expect these days. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Well, if you want to see the part number on this guy, it's basically just for standard Glock MOS, RMR footprint. Okay, comes in some sort of plastic dealio. Move this up here. Okay, now they do claim this is titanium. I'm gonna guess it's a MIMD titanium. I can open the bag. Sneaky little Chinese Ziploc bags. Oh man, that is pretty light. It almost feels like it's aluminum. Oh, it's pretty nice looking actually. And it comes with some, looks like RMR specific screws. It's marked as such. A bag of what appears to be screws for Holosun optics. This is for the mount plate. Oh, and it does come with like the stupid Trijicon plate. Don't know if that's going to be necessary or if I can just reuse my old one. Maybe we'll just use the new one. Okay, so let's see if there's anything pertinent in the instructions. Make sure yada yada yada. Let's just see what this looks like here. Let's measure this guy. So I forget what the Glock one was. It was like 1.923. Ooh, this is like 5 thou longer. That might be a good sign. Let's see. What am I measuring the Glock slide at here? Ooh. 925, 1.925. Ooh, this one might be kind of tight, boys. I don't know if this is gonna even fit on there. Well, holy sneaky. This plate's actually gonna be a little snug. Oh, yeah, dude. Boy, that's a nice fit. One review I did read about the screws on Amazon, one negative review was that the holes were not concentric. However, these do appear to be concentric. I'm going to use the old screws just to give it a test. So initially, oh man, I'm really liking that fitment. All right, let's not force the screws. We'll see if we'll use their little tool from China. We'll just see if threads start. Okay, that's goes on easily. I'm sure this one will as well. Visually, it looks like the holes lined up. Okay. So this is just a concentricity test. Feels like it's fine. Okay, so that looks good. I'm just going to sink them down a little bit. I'm going to take these out and use the supplied screws. But I just want to test fit the RMR. Okay, that'll suck down nice once I actually tighten those. And let's just make sure the RMR lines up. I guess we won't want to have this plate because we need to cover the screws. So, okay, the stock RMR plate does appear to work. Let's pop these guys out. It's the same. Yep. Got so much fucking Loctite on these threads here that they're like stuck. Let me just do this. Boink. Boink. Welly. I'm liking this plate, you guys. I'm going to tighten this down. I'm just going to stop the camera, tighten it down, and then we'll see how it looks. Okay. Do this. Do this. Okay, guys, well, that was the installation. I'm probably going to play that back and fast forward. So I did take the opportunity to change the battery since, as you know, you got to take the fucking thing off to change the battery. So since I have it off, next we'll zero this thing and take it to the range, start putting some rounds on it. I'll wear this thing and shoot it over the next few weeks. And then we'll reaffirm whether or not the zero has shifted. And only then will I give this the seal of approval. Okay, guys, this video is getting way too long, so I'm going to try to wrap it up here. So basically, after bore laser zeroing the DPP, MOS plate, and the RMR, I took it to the range and confirmed zero with a practical zero exercise, basically 5-shot group off a rest. And the shots for me were pretty well centered, and I was happy with the outcome there. So at that stage, I just wanted to run a shit ton of ammo through it and just see how well this thing would hold up under, a bunch of recoil. So over 2 range visits, I threw down just shy of 600 rounds through the gun, mainly 124 grain Blazer, maybe 500 of those, and about 50 rounds of 147 grain Federal. My group was decent for me. The big thing was everything was well centered and not shifted low and left, as I had been fighting before and was the whole point of what I was trying to remedy here. Interestingly for me, when I shoot those 147s, I was just sort of messing around. I didn't feel like changing the target I had taped up there, so I was just trying to hit the top piece of tape, masking tape. And Jesus, I was grouping those quite nicely. So not sure what that's worth, but anyway, this DPP plate seemed to cure my problem. And if you have a Glock MOS system and you're using the Glock, the stock plate, I highly suggest getting some sort of reputable aftermarket plate. Doesn't have to be the DPP, could be the CNH or... That's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Peace out.